Yeah. This is the Rastafari Samurai. Never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide scene. We have a special guest on here today. You don't know. He
What's up?
goes by the name Souliam Handro. You don't know. Yeah,
Yo,
man. hmm
how you doing,
How's
man?
it going, brother?
We blessed, we blessed, we blessed. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great, man.
Okay,
I'm
that's good.
great. Good, good, good. Your situation? You're situated in Montreal, right?
Exactly.
Okay. How's
Yep,
that
yep,
city?
yep.
How's that city, man? How's it going on down there?
Man, this city has a lot of talent to offer, man. A lot of things to do, and we're hungry people, man. Let's say
That's
that.
good. That's good. Here's my brother Shawn Myrie. You know what I
Salute,
mean?
salute.
You
Yes,
don't
sir.
know. You don't know, man.
Definitely.
Welcome, Solam to D2E. You don't know, man. Where we be
It's a
talking
pleasure.
about all sorts of music, what you're doing, what is coming up, and all
Yep.
that. So let's hear from San Solan. Solam, right?
Soul I am.
Soul I
I
am
am. I like that.
Yes,
Handro.
soul I am.
Soul I am
Uh,
Handro. You know what I'm saying?
where you
What
from?
kind of
Montreal. Where
music
you
you
from?
do?
Toronto?
Montreal,
No, no, he's
Montreal.
not
Montreal.
from
Okay.
Toronto.
Montreal. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, man, for sure,
What type
definitely.
of music I do?
Yes.
I do, I do. Let's say, I do, provocative music. I'd say.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I like to touch the subjects that people are shy to talk about. It's important
Mm.
to to always respect the real reason why this art exists. All this ability to play with the words, and it was all to be able to give a message and to tell the world what was going on. So I feel like that's the music I make. Sometimes I put music out to make you have fun. Sometimes I'm gonna make you feel something, and other times I'm just gonna put some bars out just because I feel like it.
Well, right now I
That's
see that you're about to put in some work. You're in the studio right now. See,
Yup.
work
Oh well.
ethic. See, I love that. You know
Yup.
I
what I
like
mean?
to ask. I like to ask is how is the Montreal scene? Because I know a little bit about it. I've been seeing like the scene for a while. Like you guys
Mhm.
have it for like a long time, as long as if not as long as Toronto. Like how is
Mhm.
it? Like I'm just starting to see it get promoted a little bit more by some pages and some spotlight.
Yeah, honestly, Montreal is really coming up because I think that we really understood something that we should have maybe from a long time, but we finally did it. Is by working together. Like we're starting to you start to see it more and more. People
Mm.
doing events together instead of always running after this booking agent or that booking. So I feel like this is what's really gonna make us being seen more, and maybe that's why you hear way more about the cities because we all come together and we're able to like create some dope events, dope stuff coming up. Like we have French and English music coming out. So that's some flavor that no one in North America could do. Like so just that, if we're able to market that the way we are and we're already doing it, I feel that's
Mm.
the reason why you guys are hear more and more about us because we got Spanish too. So maybe like the
Uh,
track that I did, Casinos, like my guy Handro, he's from Spain. So I felt like put in some flavor. Like Montreal, we have a lot of flavors, so
I
that's how.
like to hear that because down here for a long time it still is the Screwface capital,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
like I've been hearing about Montreal a little bit. It's a little bit different. I know
Mhm.
there's haters too, same like anywhere else. But when you're saying you guys are uniting, I think we
Yeah,
could learn from that. Like I mean, a lot of Toronto people
yeah,
who
yeah,
are
yeah.
in the music could learn from that. We're just starting to with the Rolling Loud, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
I want to ask you, for example, I was talking with my brother the other day, like. Rolling Loud came to Canada, Toronto. I could understand the popular city, but there's Montreal and Vancouver. Do you feel like they should either what different cities or they should include all Canadian artists from Montreal? I think that's what's gonna happen though. Like it's kind of confusing to me because it's just Toronto and it's not just Toronto,
Yeah,
right?
but I feel like the reason why it's new that you start hearing about Montreal, it's only because it's new that we started working together too. Like it's not something that we've been doing for the last 10 some years. Like it's really something like I'd say what COVID, bro. To be honest with you, like COVID really started putting things in perspective where we were like, yo, there's no issues. We can even cross the border of our own province, like we gotta find some ways to entertain ourselves. So like we found ways whenever we could, and then now we're starting to see that it works. So we just do it. But I really feel like what makes us able to do these things together is really because there's so much things that you can find. Like there's so much diversity here, like you're gonna find someone that speaks Spanish, that speaks Creole, that's gonna speak English, French, all in one track, like yo.
That
So
makes the music more interesting.
exactly, so
So do you feel like for example, a big festival? That's what I'm asking. Should be like including the other cities of like
yes.
Canada. Okay.
Yes, because as an artist, my goal is to eventually have my tour. So I don't want
Mm,
to put no city out. you know, like if
mm,
I could get seen in Edmonton, I don't mind. Like I'll go to Sault Ste. Marie if I have to. It's just that it's all about you don't know how much they need it, bro. That's what I really
yeah.
got to realize doing it. Like the
Yeah.
smaller cities, they need it more than you think. Like if you go to Sherbrooke, it's surprising how much they love rap, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to a smaller town in Ontario, if you go up north, uh,
Yep.
as soon as you go up north, period,
I
they
think some
they
people are just realizing that now. Like, there's an artist named
exactly.
Roni. He's been going different places in Canada,
Mhm.
and certain artists from here are starting to realize that they
Yeah,
could actually get out of Toronto, and they're
yeah,
not scared. And they're going to Montreal, and they're going to Vancouver. They're going to like all those places, right?
yeah.
So I think that's what we need to do instead of depending on just going to America.
Me
Respect to
too.
America, but
Mhm.
there's fans like what you're saying in these small towns what are listening to these artists. So you need
And
to
they
take
will.
advantage.
And they
Yeah.
will invest more than you think too. Like what I really got to realize is that when I had to travel, like I traveled a lot around in Ontario and Quebec this summer, especially, and when I got to see is that the culture stays the culture, like if someone loves raps and bars, like wherever you go, this is gonna be appreciated. Like you're gonna be appreciated for what you do, especially if you're original and authentic by the way you move, but I really feel like it's just about doing that leap of faith. This is really the biggest move you should do as an artist, like whoever you are, or as a person. Just do that leap of faith. Think that what you can do is needed somewhere else than your city. Like if you start
So
having that vision, yeah.
I'd like to ask you what inspires you to do the music? Because a lot of people they say they're doing music, but they don't really like tell people what inspires them, like or like illustrate why they're doing the music. They
Yo,
just it looks like they're following everybody. What inspires you?
to be honest, man, it started like I was like 14 and I was always around rap. Like always around rap. And I always thought like, yo, maybe one day I'll be able to bump my own thing. Like to be honest, like I really felt like one day I could bump my own thing. And then life came up through teenager years, like I lost confidence and all, that self-esteem stuff that you go through. So all that fast forward 7 other years, and then at 21, some of my guys just saw me writing poems because I've been writing poems since I'm 11 years old. So whoever knows me knows that I'm writing poetry since I'm 11 years old. So I always kept with that, with the poetry, because poetry was for me a way to express everything I saw or feel,
So you were doing a
or
bit of
felt.
spoken word.
Exactly, I've been doing spoken word, but like I just didn't know how to do that leap. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I just feel like we all need this music here, So I just felt like I just had to take that leap, and then we hear like 4 or 5 years later, it's getting way faster than expected. To
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll ask you, this is like a new question. Is there any other art form what inspires you? Like, because music is an art and there's other types of art, right? There's like visual arts and there's sometimes, like acting. Does any of those other things inspire you?
yeah. Me, to be honest, what really inspires me the most, it was the pop-up arts, like the ones you see at the shows and everything, the paintings, the drawings. I really love them because like I had one of my friends that we grew up with, and he passed, RIP, but he was a great drawing, like he was
Yeah.
a great drawing artist. And when we were kids, like around 15, 16, he used to draw stuff, and me, I used to write poetry off what I
Oh
saw.
yeah.
vice versa. He used to draw off my poems too. So like all that connection that we had since like we were 15, 16 years old, or 14, 15 years old, we kept that. And then whenever he passed, I just felt like, yo, I have to do something with like all that poetry, you know? Like I spent 10 plus years, yeah, you know? I think 10 plus years doing poetry left and right. And I had my guys starting telling me like, yo, you should rap, you know, like you've been hosting shows, you've been writing poetry, like you basically just need the middle. So I was like, all right, let's go. And then I by respect for the game, I really started studying the whole thing, like the whole so the Tribe Called Quest, the whole AZ, the whole thing. Like I was really trying to get the whole culture from the down up, because I felt like if I ever wanted to get in this type of game, I can't go out there playing wrong cards, you know, like this is stupid. You're gonna end up in a position where they own you, and this is bad. While as soon as you have product, you have something to give, you know that you're always powerful. So I was like, you know what, we have to put this poetry out some way somehow. So I legit learned how to rap my own poems, and yeah.
So how do you feel about like collaborations? Because you know, like I feel a lot of artists lack that. Like you could do so much with yourself, but a lot of people love to see collaborations because it makes it interesting.
Always. Well, me, I already started, to be honest, because I have a single that's out called Astro. It's with a guy from Europe. He's from Sweden, exactly, Geneva, Sweden. And he saw me on social media literally, and he was like, yo, I like what you do, and I felt like we could do a mixing of French and English. So I was like, let's go. And then he sent me the beat. I did my verse, I sent him the beat, and he did the work, the mastering. We invested whatever was needed, and then boom. And then like the track's been playing on the radio. Like it doesn't have a lot of streams, but it's been playing on the radio in Europe for the whole year.
It's playing on the radio, the bottom line.
Whole year.
Right?
Yeah. It's like.
All right then.
Yeah, if it's for that.
You know why I'm saying that? At least you got some credentials that you could actually say, I have a track over Europe. How about that? Not many people from here could say I have a track over Europe right now.
Facts.
So tell them how important radio is, because a lot of people think streams is the thing, and that's no. Just tell people honest, like what you could get from radio.
Radio is the real stamp, to be honest with you, man. Like whatever you're gonna see on social media and technology is good, but the radio is where everybody connects, you know. Radio's been the oldest one, you know, like, so radio is just radio, you know, like it's just, there's the energy there, there's the live vibes there. You can even hear the breath of someone, you know, like that's how deep it goes, you know.
That's right.
And when you see that your energy flows there, you have no limit to how many people are listening to this. So like, yes, it's just the radio, but today 50,000 people listen to that channel today, but you won't know, but the radio's on, you know. But then the reason why I really say that the radio is the big thing is because of the radio that people legit in the street was like, yo, this is Souliam. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Just has a feeling that like you're in the street and people legit know who you are, you know, like. And
radio, it's better, you get something back, more royalties too.
Sure.
Because I already know the politics with the streams, and radio, it goes everywhere around the world for free. You don't have to pay for a subscription.
Exactly. It's just that streams, the tricky part about streams is that you gotta know if you're real or not, you know, like it's
and you gotta be on playlists.
Like, you gotta be on playlists. If there's no playlist on your thing, well, people's gonna come at you sooner than later, you know. So like that's why I feel like radio is really the place where you can start connecting to, because through radio I got so many feedback, like so many people like playing my stuff. Like I had a track playing in Chicago for 5 straight months, and I was like, what? Like I didn't even know. Like it was because I had an interview in February, a vibe like this. Shout out to 514 Online Mix. So she was the one that did the interview, and basically like she was telling me that I had a track playing in Chicago. I was like, what? I didn't even know, you know, like that's what the radio makes. Like,
yeah, it makes it, because people go to radio for the taste. It's like a food, right? Streams is just it's there, but it's not necessarily that it's going to a
Well,
certain
I have a question.
audience.
I have a question. Since it's been on for 5 months in Chicago, have you checked the analytics for Chicago?
Bro, to be on my Spotify, I know that Chicago is one of my top cities that
Oh,
listen to
okay,
my music.
that's what I wanted to know. Something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
On my Spotify account, like I
Yeah.
know that Chicago is always one of my top 5
See,
cities.
what people don't understand is the radio goes hand in hand with streams. Now,
Yes,
if the radio
not the other
frequency
way around.
goes out there, the frequency goes out there, it links with your streams and
Yeah.
makes your streams better. That's the real streams, not the fake streams, the real streams.
yeah.
Because those 50,000 people, for example, from Chicago now, they're gonna say, "Hey, I heard this song on the radio. Where can I get it on my device now?" Okay, those 50,000 people are gonna go now to your profile and and play your music on their device, their phones. But the radio people don't understand, even in America, because everybody wants to be in that market. I'll be straight up with the hip hop thing. The biggest consumers of listening to radio, for music, is still radio
Always.
in America. And just don't take my word for it. Just do the research.
Be honest, worldwide.
iHeart Radio's 300,000, 2 to 300 million. Excuse me.
Yeah.
2 to 300 million listeners a day. That's mostly all in North America.
Combined.
So
Like,
what are we talking about with streams then? If there's like 300 million
it's-
people listening to radio still in America.
From what I know of the culture is because it's something that started since the pageant era, where everything became fast food music. Fast food music wants numbers. Numbers will make you feel better, you know. But the impact has no number, you know. Like that's what I got to see the rough way too, because I ain't gonna talk like I didn't have no down moments about it too. Like sometimes I just look at my streams, I'm like, damn, you know. But then I know that whoever I go talk to, it's easy. Like I never have to worry or work too hard to get a connection because people just go and peep my music and they're like, he's real. So I just feel like it just makes it way easier for an artist to go that route of the radio, because really going to see people doing things like with you guys doing podcasts, like because people will connect with who you are more than the bars.
It's true, because radio is what gets you those millions of streams. I'm going to say it one more time. It takes millions and millions of streams to make money. It's crazy because, like, I rewind this back, 1 million streams is only about $5,000 or so. And how long does it take for one average artist who's not in the industry to reach 1 million streams? It might take you 2-3 years, right? And that's only $5,000, which you can make working a normal 9 to 5. But now, if you really want to go into it, basically it takes at least 5 million to 10 million and up for you to get that real bag. So what helps you is what you've done, the ingredients you added. Yeah. Radio pushes the 100,000 people, the 500,000 people could hear your one song on the radio, and then that goes hand in hand with the streams. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's good what you're saying. Chicago is a great market because there's other artist I interviewed a couple months ago, and he says he has a big fan base in Chicago. Same way, like
Chicago is really a marketplace where they will do the research, because this is where rap started. You know, like they're in New York, like Bronx, but you know that these are the main spot, the main recruiting spots of hip hop. So they're the oldest in the game, so they're gonna do that extra research, that extra mile to know where quality is, you know. And it's really nice to see that, like, when you get to see that this city or that city like likes your music so much, you know. And then like when you home and you go do your 9 to 5 or you do that hustle, you know, to get back to the studio, it just makes you feel better because you're like, I know it's gonna take a time, but I know that the day I'm gonna be able to go there by myself and perform at a show over there, I know they're gonna be remembering my name already, you know, like. So that's the whole thing.
You said something. There's a guy who's I guess, I don't know if he's signed to Mayweather, but he's from Toronto. But he didn't get all he don't get all the spotlight as much in Toronto. So he basically had to leave. Yeah. And he was with Mayweather, and now he's come back. So now he's gotten a little spotlight. But
Mhm.
you could see how people support you. One, you know what I mean? You gotta leave sometimes. What do you feel about that? Like you have to leave before you get the respect from your
Yo,
city.
to be honest, man, it's 100% true, bro. Like I did it for football because I play football, and I was recruited to play in Ontario actually, and I had to leave like back and forth in Ontario for like this whole summer, and I ended up doing music there too. So like all of that just brings you more. That's why you really have to leave, because you have no idea how much there is next door, you know. And like there's a book I've been reading like for years, and I just read it a few times. It's The Alchemist by Paul Coelho,
I like that.
and he always saying that like it's the way he was just walking and not minding left and right. Like his whole reasoning was on two rocks. You know what I mean? He didn't ask himself no question. He didn't took no time to panic. Like, yo, if it's good, I'ma go. If it's not, I'm not. Like sometimes you have to break it down to that and
Mm.
leave. Like, you know, like
Do you, do you feel that a lot of artists need to educate themselves a little, or like about the business? Because I feel it's not balanced. I
yes,
feel like it's
yes.
too much of one thing, and the business is really hurting a lot of people. And sometimes it's like you're wasting time. You're doing, people are doing all these videos, they're recording all
Hey,
this music, but it's not really hitting like what you're saying. You're on
hey,
the market.
nah, I get you. And look, I love J. Cole, I love Kendrick, but the mixtape era is finished, man. Like you have to be more than just a rapper if you want. Like you have to be more. Like you have to be more than just the
Facts,
performer. Like you
facts.
have to give them something. Like they have to follow. Yo, see it as an icon if you want, but they're
Yeah,
gonna follow you, man. Like they're
yeah.
gonna talk to you, like they're gonna talk about you to them kids, bro. Like for sure. So like you better be something, you know.
You
Like
see how you
yeah,
say you're an
kids,
athlete? You're an
yeah,
athlete,
yeah,
and you're like that's another love,
yeah,
right? So sometimes you could use certain things to get through other doors. Because how you say you play football,
yeah.
you don't know someone you might meet playing football who's into music. The music industry gets you into another door. That people don't overstand that.
Yo, and it happened, bro. Like the craziest part is that it happened. Like my mentor, basically, he's connected with a lot of people in Ontario, and him and another guy from Ontario called Free to Fame, Freddie Fame, my bad.
Oh, Freddie Fame.
Yeah, Freddie
Yeah,
Fame.
that's a good
So,
Regin Mars.
yeah, so basically, these two guys basically now are getting me shows in Ontario. So like I never thought, you know, and it's just a
Hmm.
football season that just unlocked all of those things, you know?
It's the perfect
Like,
person you got in contact with because Freddie Fame is known to be like one of the guys behind one of the world's biggest hip hop artists,
yep,
right? And
yep,
I don't think
totally.
he gets his flowers what he really deserves, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
give him his
totally. I know,
flowers.
I know,
You
I
get what
know,
I mean?
I
Yeah.
know. That's why sometimes when you know pillars and legends in this world, you just play your position, you know, like they give you the opportunity, you just go whenever you can, and you just you maximize the moment, you know? And just that gave me a lot of opportunities over there. And like I know that if ever I want to have a show in Toronto, it's whenever, you know, like it's just a matter of planning it in, and that's it. It's just that's why I really love the fact that you really have to go out your city, you really have to go out your bubble, because you won't know yourself completely. If you don't, you won't
It's
live
true
it.
with anything you do, even like what we do right now. Like at first, I wasn't really promoting the city because I didn't want to be all in that because I know about the school face and a lot of
Mhm,
people hate. So
mhm,
we give the city a chance. So we spotlight a lot of the artists because at the
mhm,
beginning I was interviewing American artists,
mhm.
right? And respect to my American people because they support, right?
Yeah,
And some of my Canadian people.
yeah.
But I noticed by always talking about it, like all these blog pages, it becomes kind of, to me, I'm sick of it because everybody
Mm,
has the same story. It's like a rerun, right? So now,
mhm.
us as content makers, I don't want to be the Toronto, just a Toronto page or a Toronto blog, podcast.
Yeah,
It's down to earth. It means the
yeah.
whole
The
earth.
whole thing, like,
So
yeah.
we interview people from around the world before, but I want to get back to that because I find by staying too local, it's like a rerun because they only promote the same people. That's
There's
what
so
I see.
much you can get.
there's talent like you. Like for
Yeah.
example, you. There's so much talent. This is my frustration. There's
Hmm.
great talent like you, and we're doing our part. What don't get spotlighted as much
Yeah.
as the
We
same thing
should.
I'm seeing it all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I see what you're saying. You can't just stay in a box,
No, you
right?
have to be more like, to be honest, that the whole thing is designed for certain people to eat easily, you know? And the thing is that we've been brainwashed thinking that food is for only certain amount of people because they've been playing it so well too, you know? Like they've been planning that thing, all those society thing. Like I'm not saying it's not real, but I'm just saying that ain't nothing over God, right? So like at the end of the day, if you know yourself, there's always a breakthrough. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I'm not like there's no need to say anything else, to be honest with you. So that's why like I don't like I get the fact that we don't get the spotlight we deserve, but is by breaking those doors, those boundaries that was set for us, that you really get to discover one yourself, and then two, the all those opportunities that you didn't know existed, you know. There's so many things that I know now that I wouldn't if I ever just stayed home. You
That's
know?
why we kind of take pride in like artists such as yourself, who is not getting on all the blogs and everything. Because to me, it doesn't make no sense. Like Rock, if you could even say it, like if everybody is like I'm saying, focusing on the same person all the time, like isn't the whole point to break an artist? That's what radio
Mm,
does. Break an artist. Someone who doesn't get the spotlight could be big tomorrow. And
Yeah.
after then, you who didn't even care about that person, what, you
mm-hmm,
gonna jump on the bandwagon?
mm-hmm,
So I am, you could become big 5 days from now. Someone could say, "Yo, yo, what's up? Come to Cali,"
mm-hmm.
right? But the big pages or whoever wasn't paying no attention.
Exact,
That that's
exact.
that's what we take pride in, is spotlighting great
Those, yeah,
artists
those
who are
real,
not getting, who are not in the politics. That's what I mean,
yeah,
the politics,
and
politics.
politics, yeah, I
Right.
rather say,
Well,
because the way they playing those tricks is just that, yo, to be honest, like I was saying, putting those events together, I said that earlier, we were putting events together. That's because we're sick of running after those booking agent and those politics about whoever gets booked and whoever doesn't, you know. And I'm like, why should we run like about all of those shows? We trying to get those shows, trying to get those spotlights, while we are all great artists. If we have a show together and this show just booms and we have one good cameraman, trust me, bro. Trust me, somebody's
Yeah,
gonna raise an eyebrow about
it's
this. You know,
true,
he's
it's
gonna
true,
be
it's
like,
true.
"Yo, who's these guys?" You know, like I didn't heard none of these dope ass artists before, but when they
Yeah.
all put together in one show, for example, you can't miss that. You can't just not notice
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
So
It's just too much energy.
what's like some your next project going into the new year? Do you have something planned, like
Yeah,
going into the new year,
a
videos
whole
or
lot of
anything?
things. To be honest, I have an EP that's being ready right now. We're finalizing the last track, which is the studio where it's gonna happen.
okay.
We're finalizing the last track. It's an EP where it's gonna be called Soul King You. So Soul
All right.
King You
I like that. I like
is
that.
because I felt like I graduated from myself. So basically, I'm gonna put an EP about that. Like it's four
Keep
tracks, like
us
we
updated
call
with
it.
that, man.
Huh?
Mm.
Keep
Oh,
us
for
updated
sure.
with that, brother.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I added something new to our content. If you could be any superhero
Mm.
in
Ah,
DC or Marvel, who would you be? Like
DC or
what power
Marvel?
you?
yeah, man. What power, would you want to inquire?
Yo, to be honest, man, I don't know why, but wait, Nightcrawler counts?
Yeah.
Okay, Nightcrawler.
Oh, so you could teleport anywhere.
Yeah, because I feel like I could be able to just like kill a stage and run to a game on the same day.
Gone.
You know, like
Gone again.
you know,
Whoa.
there's a type of life where I'm like, I don't need to do much. Like I'm content with who I am. Like I don't need to be super strong or super this or super that. But if I could be me at many places in one day without being tired for the road, I'm
Yeah.
good, bro.
I like that. I like that. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It's like
Yo,
it's like this. You're about to hit the show. It's like, yo, man, I'm soon hit the show. All right.
Yeah.
Blip, blip. I'm there now. You know what I mean? We
Like,
got
some,
Fernando.
yeah,
Yeah,
somebody
that's a
be
good
like,
one.
yo, you late. Don't worry, I'm in the
I'm
hallway.
not
Don't
gonna
worry
be
about it.
late,
Yeah,
man. Don't worry. What do you mean you're not even here? Blip, blip. What are you talking about? Where the
Told you.
microphone?
Don't worry about this, you know. Yeah, that would be my superhero.
that's good.
Legit.
That's good. So, like, is there anything you want to tell the universe before we come off the
Yeah,
spaceship,
yeah,
where they
for
can link
sure.
you and everything? Are your socials?
Yeah,
Oh
all
yeah,
your
yeah.
big
I'm
up
gonna send you
platforms,
guys
bro.
the link. But I have
Mm.
an event. Basically, I have 2 events this month.
Tell the people,
One,
man. Tell the people.
yeah. Blue Dog in Montreal, Blue Dog Motel, October 14th. Shout out to 10 Acres Group. We have a crazy lineup coming up. Yo, they just gave me that opportunity, man. Link with some great artists, man. Like, if ever you can find a way to come through, come through. You won't regret this.
Yo,
And
Well,
yeah.
yo, my brother. Before we go, I'd love to hear just a little sample, a little preview. You know, some people hate to be put on a spot, but you know,
All right.
think you could give us a little preview or something, a little freestyle.
off the top,
Acapella
Yeah,
or would
man.
it be?
acapella.
I can
All
play
right.
it.
All right. Solo we are souls. I guess we're understanding that it's all about the toll, but what are we telling them? It's all about what it is, but I'm telling them that I'm the best. What it is, I know the quest. What it is, I know my chess. Coming like a game of chess. Checkmate. They don't even know what to check, but I'm never late. I still understand what is my fate, like I had faith of the 8. It's never the 8 that I sold. It's more about the 8 that I fold, like the enemies from 1 to 7, but I keep the 1 and I'm elevating till the number 11.
I like that. I like that.
Yo,
Yo, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. You have a good voice, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
You
man.
have a good
respects,
voice.
man.
Stands
Oh
out.
yeah, but
Not too
speaking
much
of that,
people
man,
have that.
I peeped the whole video of the promo what I did there. Yo, where
Mm.
did you guys film that?
Yo, it's my guy, man. It's one of my guy named Alejandro, man. He's
But,
his name is unknown underscore account on
no,
Instagram.
but where was that?
Oh,
Like,
where it was basically it was in it's crazy. It's like those little parks when you take the highway and turn left and right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was in LaSalle though, but it was in some like close to the highway part of LaSalle.
okay. I was just man,
Mm.
it just looked luxurious. That's why I mean,
Hey,
Because it's
I asked.
different,
I know
Rock.
a lot of spots in Montreal that people
That
It's
look
don't.
Montreal.
dope, man. They look dope. They look
It's
dope.
Montreal.
I'm
Say,
gonna use that on video clips. Yeah, that's good. That tells me that
do,
I
do
should find
more
more
like
spots.
that. Do more
Yeah,
like that. Really,
all right.
on the
Y'all
real.
gonna see it
But
in next
yo, I'm just
video.
gonna spotlight it again. Keep doing
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Your voice
man.
is
That's what we're saying,
different.
man.
Your
Yo,
voice is
send us
completely
whatever
different.
new, whatever you got, man.
Hey,
Please.
I'm sending you now everything. And just
Mm.
before I go, I have my event too, like cause I'm planning events as well on
Okay.
October 29th. It's gonna be October 29th. Everything
Yeah.
is gonna come out soon. It's the Jokey Bar, it's in Montreal. All the info is gonna be there soon. But
Yeah, man.
29th is our group, like all the artists, like with Aladdin is gonna be nice.
All
So
right.
October
Respect.
14th,
Respect.
October 29th.
Before
Save
we
that.
go, brother, give us
Yo,
a down to earth podcast, brother.
Yo, shout out to Down to Earth podcast. Yo, y'all for real are what we need in this culture, man. We
Yeah, man.
legit
Respect.
keep doing what
Respect.
you're doing.
Soul I am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. We
man.
appreciate you, brother. But
Yo,
before we go, I always have to say this. This is
yeah.
the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. Pop, 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 pop.
And it's
Thank
your
you
host
for
Shawn
coming
Myrie,
on.
the Down to Earth
Salute.
podcast. Bless
We're
up.
signing out.
Take
Done
care,
know.
man. Stay safe,
Respect,
y'all.
man.
For
Bless.
sure.